Hello friends, I am Hitesh Agarwal from PHP Academy. Welcome to our channel. In today's videos, I will explain about the Magento's configuration. This is part 2. So in previous videos, I have explained about configuration for general configuration. Today, I am going to talk about catalog configuration. So let's go to screen, and before that I want to tell you that if you didn't subscribe our channel, so please subscribe so you can get our latest videos notification and you can learn Magento. So I will go to stores configuration. So here you can see the configuration menu, and here I will go to catalog. Okay, so here first configuration you will see product field auto generation. Okay, so here you will see the options like field mask for SKU. So what is this? Might be some people knows, some people don't know. So I am going to explain here that what is this. So when you are creating any new product and you are entering the name of the product, so the SKU will be automatically filled based on the name. Name means whatever the attribute you will take here, it will fulfill with that attribute. Let me show you the example. I am going to products. So I will create one new product. Okay, so let me add any name like EQ. So you can see the as soon as I am entering the name, SQ field is automatically filled. Okay, so it is taking based on the name. Okay, so if I want to change this, like I don't want to fill my SQ based on the name, but I want to fill my SQ based on the test SQ field. Okay, so I will just change here test underscore SQ. Okay, so let me save. Okay, I will clear my cache. Okay, I will refresh it. Okay, so now again I will add name, product name. So now you can see that my SKU is not filled. Okay, so now if I will write anything here like my product SKU, so you can see the SKU is automatically filled. Okay, so it is bind now SKU is bind with the test SKU. Okay, so whatever I will write in test SKU, it will be in SKU. Okay, before previously it was with the binded with the product name. So by this way you can change the SKU mask. Same here, you can see mask for meta title, mask for meta keywords, mask for meta description. So if you will see here in search engine optimization, see currently it is showing product name, product name, product name. Okay, so when I write the product name, so meta title, meta keywords, and meta description also filled by product name. Okay, so this also you can change based on your requirement. Okay, and change with the field. Then comes to the storefront. So in storefronts, you will see the option list mode. So for example, this is your So this is your product listing. So you can see this grid or list. Okay, so so grid is our default. So you can see grid is our default. Okay, so you can change the options from here, like if you want to just display grid only or list only, or grid and list, but grid will be default, and list and grid, but list will be default. So you can change, so you can change the according to your requirement. Okay, so products per page on grids allowed. So you can see the options here. Okay, so these options you can configure from here, like if you want to display like 24, 36, and 48 per page, so you can manage, set it here. And by default, how many products you want to display by default in grid, so you can set it here. This number should be same, like it should be come from here. Like for example, if you take suppose for example, let me, if you will write here, so it will give you the error because this value should be any one of from this. Okay, it can be either, you can set either 12, 24, or 36. Okay, but not 9 or any other value than this. Okay, so it should be, it should match. Okay, same here, same as a grid here. You can set it for the list view, so allowed values and default value. So you can see here, default value is set to 10. Okay, so you can use this. Then product list sort by. So in product list sort by, you can see the options here. You can also add the options in this drop down. When you are creating attribute, it will ask for the listing sort by. So you can set it here. When I will explain about product attributes, I will give you the demo for this as well. So for now, like there is three options. So if you want to change the default sort by, instead of position, it should be product name. So you can set it and save, and you can see when you will go to product listing. So by default, it will be product name instead of position. Okay. Then allow all product per page. Okay, so these options by default, its value is no, but you can set it yes if you want to give users to display all the products in one page. So here you can see the options all. So when customer will select the all options, so all the products list will display in, all the products will display in the single page there, so there will be no pagination. Okay, but don't do this if you have like in one single category page you have 100 200 products, so don't give these options. Otherwise page will be, load will be high. Then remember category pages pagination. So by default it value can will be no, but we have set it yes. Okay, so you can use it if you will use this. So it will be, when you will save it, so it will be no, but I have set it yes. Okay, so what this option does, when customers comes on any category page, okay, and select the options, like if he want to see 36 products in a page. Okay, so when he will select this, okay, and if customer will go to any other category page, so there also he will see the 36 products in one page. Let me show you. See here 36. So in men's top it should be also 36. See 36, you can see. Okay, if you will set it no, so like if customer will go to any other category page, so it will display the default page, default products, well, default number of products, which is 12. Okay. Then this feature is for indexing, like flat table and flat category table and flat product table. So if you will set it as a yes, so the when you will run indexing, so the data which you want to display on the product listing page is saved into the flat table. There will be tables for the flat, for one for category and for product as well. So this we will understand when we will work with the database. Okay. Then you can also configure swatches, which is this. So you can configure this as well using this. Okay. Here you can see, like, if you want to display swatches on product listing page or not, like this. Then you can enable product reviews. Okay, so you can configure product reviews as well. If you don't want to give product reviews for the product to customers, so you can just disable it. And if you are enabling it, and if you don't want to give guest users to write the reviews, so you can just make it no, so guest users will not able to write products review. Then product alerts. So if you want to give the options to customers, like whenever you will change the product prices, so customers will get notification. So you can set it as a yes, so user will get the options in the product detail page. Let me show you. So here you can see notify me when the price drops. So these options customer will get. Okay. So when he will click on it, but customer needs an account for this. Okay. So he will get the notification that price has been changed for the product. Okay. You can set the email template here. Allow same as product prices, you can also give the feature for stock availability. Okay, so if any product is out of stock, and if customers will make set an alert for this, so whenever that products will be in stock, so customer will get notified, so it will increase your sales, so customer will come in again in your website. Okay. Then this is the cron, like when for these features, it will run based on your the settings of your cron. Okay, so you can set it daily, weekly, monthly. Okay, and set timing setting. Then product image placeholders, so you can upload the image for the placeholders. So if any product will not have images, so it will use this placeholder. Okay. Then you can configure for the recently and compared products, like it's recently products lifetime. Okay, default counts of the products. Okay, so for current or website store or store view you can use. Okay, so you can use the configuration. Then product video, if you want to display the product video on your product. So if you are using YouTube, so you can just configure the API key of your Google account. Okay, so you can use this, and you can go to product detail page, and when you will click on add, you can select the YouTube. Okay, so here when you will click on get video information, so all the information will come automatically using that API key. Okay, so you can just save it and use it on the product detail page. If you don't want to use YouTube API key, it's okay, you can add the YouTube videos as well without video YouTube key as well. Then price, you can set the configuration for price scope, like you want to change the price globally, or if you want to change the price based on the website. Suppose you have a multiple website, so if you want to, like, for website A you want to give different price, for website B you want to give different price, so you can change based on this. That you can set the layer navigation configuration here, like if you want to display the products counts for listings, for example. So here you can see the counts of products. Okay, so if you don't want to display, so you make it no. Okay, and price navigation calculation steps, you can change it. Okay, you can play around it. Catalog search, so catalog search configuration, you can set it here. You can, like, minimum query length, like if customer will type 3 keywords, then only search should take place. So you can set the minimum characters of search, maximum query length. Okay, here you can see search engine, like default is MySQL, so you can use another one like Elasticsearch as well. Okay, and also there is one another options, I will explain in our next videos, one good search features. Okay, automatic autocomplete limit, enable search recommendation, many configuration you can set it here and play around it. Search engine optimization, popular search term, you can enable it. Product URL suffix, so if you want to change this suffix, so you can change it. If you don't want to keep any suffix, so make it blank. Then use categories path for product URL, so by default it is no. Okay, so if you will see here and go to product detail page, we don't have any categories in this URL. Okay, but if you want to display categories in the product URL, so you can set it yes. So let me change it. Okay, so let me clear the cache. Whenever you are making any changes in the configuration, you have to clear your cache. Otherwise, the changes will not take effect. Okay, so I have changed. Let's clear the cache. So now if I will go to product detail page, so you can see here categories also displaying on the product detail path. Okay, so you can use these features, but I will suggest don't enable it. Otherwise, it will be issue with SU. You need to use Canonical for this. Okay. Then create permanent redirect for URL if URL key change. So you can create a permanent URL if you are changing the product URL. So it will be automatically done. So it is by default yes. Okay. Then generate category product URL rewrites. Okay, so you can like if you want to display categories path in the product to URL. Okay, but for example, if you will set no, then if you will use this, so it can create a problem. So always keep it yes. Okay, so whenever you are creating products, so it will generate the URL product URLs without key categories and with categories both. page title separator. So whenever you are creating the URL, so it separated by dash by default. So you can change it, but keep it as it is. So see, you can see here like product name is Adrena track jacket. So when you are creating the URL, so it keeps the dash in between to join the name. Okay, so you can set the canonical, enable the canonical for categories and products. Category top navigation. So here you can define the maximum depth of the categories. Then downloadable products options. So here you can set the options for downloadable products, like when customers should be able to download the product. So by default it is invoiced. You can change it pending or whatever it is. Okay, but invoice is okay, because until and unless customer will not pay, you will not give the access to downloads, right? Then download maximum number of downloads. These options you can set product wise as well. Okay, so these are the options you can set for the downloadable products. Okay, this is for the date filter, how you want to manage it. Okay, then comes to inventory. So inventory, here you can see options, decrease stock when order is placed. Okay, so by default it is yes. One more thing I want to tell you about, like stocks in new Magentos. Like Magento is now using multi source inventory features, sources and stocks. So when you will see the product, you will see one another options, product sellable quantity. Let me show you. Okay, this is new product. So it is not showing. You can see here as well default stocks. Here you can see quantity, and here you can see product sellable quantity. So what is the difference between both? See, this is your main quantity and this is your multi-source inventory. So when any customer will place the order, so this quantity will be decreased. Means this is dynamically calculation, because Magento is reserving the quantity when customer will place the order. Okay, so it will not deduct immediately. It will deduct once the orders will be shipped. Okay, uh, so it reserves the quantity in reserved table. So this I also explained when I explained about the product creation. So you can see my previous video as well. Okay. So set items status. This for the multi-source inventory, I will explain in depth when I will talk especially for multi-source inventory. Okay. Set items status to be in stock when order is cancelled. So you can like revert the stocks when the order will be cancelled. Okay. Here you can set that if you want to display out of stock products on the front end or not. Then if you want to display the only message like only X left, means only 5 quantities left or whatever it is, if you want to display this message, if you will see some website, like some website are showing like if any products you will see like only left 2 left, only 1 left. So if you want to give the indication to the customers, so you can set the threshold here. Then display products availability in storefront. So like in storefront you can show the message like in stock or out of stock to the customers. Okay. Then synchronize with catalog. So whenever you are making any changes in the product, so inventory tables also synchronized with that. Suppose if you are removing or changing anything, uh, then it will be synchronized. Inventory will be synchronized. Then product stock options. Here you can set like manage stock years. So if you will set is no, so you don't have to worry about quantity. But if you will set as yes, so you need to have a quantity E for the products. Okay, so if products will be less than the threshold, so it will be out of stock. Then back orders you can set like if products is out of stock, but if you still you want to give the features for the order, so you can set out of back orders. This you can manage by product as well. These also you can manage by product as well based on the product. Maximum quantity allowed in the shopping cart, so you can limit the quantity in the shopping cart, so customer will not able to purchase more than that product, more than that quantity for the product. Out of stock threshold you can set like if you want to set that if quantities will be reached to 5 or less, so products should be out of stock, so you can set the threshold. These options you can also set product price as well. Minimum quantity allowed you can set by customer group. Okay, so for example, you want to set like for retailer, you want to set minimum one quantity. For wholesaler, you want to set minimum 10 quantities. So you can use this feature. Notify for quantity below. So if you want to give the notification to the admin that if products quantity will be less than the number of defined quantity, so he will get the notification. Enable quantity increments, so you can manage you can set it here, so it will be like customers when customers will enter the quantity, it should be a incremental number of things. So if you will set as yes, so you will see the quantity increment. So suppose for example you will set 2. Okay, so when customer will add the product, so he can either add 2 or 4 or like this, but not 3. Automatically return credit memo item stocks. This is also like cancel. So if admin create the credit memo, so item will be it goes into stock again if it is set to yes. Okay. Then admin bulk operations. So this is for the like if your admin is like updating the products in bulk, so it can be managed by message queue. So this we will understand when we will talk about message queues. Okay, this is not important feature, so I am not covering it. Then XML sitemap, you can configure the XML sitemap configuration from here. So when you are creating XML sitemap from here, so you these features will be used. Then RSS feeds, you can use this. And then email to friends, you can use this configuration. You can enable or disable if you want to give the features, so you can enable it. Okay, and you can set the template. You can set that you want to allow guests to emails or not. Maximum recipients, maximum product sends per hour, limit sending by, everything you can set here. So this was the catalog related configurations. I hope you understand the configuration and like our video. So if you like our video, please click on the like button below. So we appreciate you. And also if you didn't subscribe yet, so please subscribe, so you will get the latest notifications of our videos. Okay, and you will learn Magentos from our side. Thank you and keep watching.